Podcast is intended for mature audiences. The views and opinions expressed are those of the panelists and do not reflect in any way those of the podcast partners, sponsors, or affiliates. Enjoy.
ThaBoxingvoice.com.
You need that fear.
All I'm trying to do is make a stand for something that I truly believe is right. I truly believe is right. I want to be like you. Come on, man. I'm the face of boxing. I'm the cash cow. I hold the record for pay-per-view.
My drop, I know my drop, I know my situation. I want to fight.
Production.
But it's going to be very difficult for both of us.
ThaBoxingvoice.com.
Where do you realistically see Dillian Whyte's potential world title shot then? If you're trying to make, obviously, Joshua Wilder, if he comes through Parker.
I think it's very simple. I think there's a real chance that Dillian could fight Wilder in June because Joshua isn't going to be ready to box till August, September, right? The only question regarding Joshua Wilder, and by the way, Anthony Joshua has the fight of his life next Saturday. So we'll come back to that. The only way that fight can happen is in September to December of 2018. So if Wilder wants a fight, and by the way, a fight that's going to massively raise his profile for the Joshua fight, Dillian Whyte's there. That fight's there. And they're talking about, you know, before if it was, you know, remember when Shirley Winkle come out and said, if he fights Whyte, we'll do a 2-fight deal. No problem, we can look at that. But all I'm saying is that AJ, if he takes the Wilder fight, wouldn't take that fight till September, October. If he fights Wilder, the only question is, does he take a fight in August, September? Josh.
Well, against someone like Jarrell Miller.
Correct. In America to help grow that fight even bigger as well. Honestly, this heavyweight landscape at the moment is anything can happen. But what I will tell you is the same as what I always tell you. Anthony Joshua wants to be the undisputed heavyweight champion of the world. The only thing on the mind right now is to add another belt to that puzzle, that jigsaw, which is next Saturday. And then after that, the Wilder fight for the undisputed championship of the world.
Well, there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Straight from the horse's mouth. That was promoter Eddie Hearn, the promoter, Matchroom promoter of Anthony Joshua and Dillian Whyte. And he's finally given the Wilder team, the Wilder side, and the Wilder fans what they've been asking for. He has put Dillian Whyte on a platter, attached to an Anthony Joshua contract, but I still am doubtful that this fight happens in 2018. There's some key words in some of this audio that we will be playing. I know people like to say that we misquote. I just don't get that when we're playing audio. But this is what we'll be talking about here. We'll be talking a little Hearn saying no Joshua Wilder in the ring, no face-off for them. He has confirmed that is completely off the table. And he's also said, hey, we'll go a step further. Shelley Finkel wanted Dillian Whyte in the contract for Anthony Joshua fight. We can do that. We can talk about that. But Wilder will not be getting in the ring. He can yell all he wants from the seats from ringside, but he cannot be allowed inside the ring, is what Eddie Hearn said. This is what we're going to be talking about here. Remember the number 1425-569-5241. Press 1 one time to talk to us or to voice your opinion here on the Voice of the People hotline. We're going to head on out to the Golden State to get my co-host Matthew Hunter in on this and see what he thinks.
Dollar DiBiase production.
This is a beautiful performance against a very tough guy in Michael Johnson. How do you feel about it? Fuck that. Conor McGregor.
ThaBoxingvoice.com.
You know me, Larry. From a wicked entrance, from a flip over the rock into a knockout. Now, when the main thing is, I just help the guy. I wish.
ThaBoxingvoice.com.
Just here, haters beware. Welcome to another edition of the Boxing Voice, guys. Let's get hyped. Yeah, let's get hyped. Yes, for our UK fanboys out there, don't worry. Hold off on that dislike button. Maybe we, talk about how Eddie Hearn may be right about some things about here. Maybe we aren't the Wilder voice. Maybe we are just being objective and pointing out the obvious here, like we've been for months. But I can't wait to jump into it. We have so many topics in terms of what Eddie Hearn has been saying about Wilder, Joshua, Dylan Whyte into the mix. Are we going to get a Andre Ward, Sergey Kovalev-like contract? Wilder stepping in the ring with him and no face-off. So much to get into. And I can't wait to chop it up with you, Ness, and the callers. 1-425-569-5241 or add Nestor Gibbs on Skype if you're an international caller. Absolutely free. Let's get into it, Ness.
I mean, go for it, brother. Take off. Let me know your thoughts. You heard the audio just now. You also, pretty much know all the details. I mean, fill us in. Give us your opinion on this.
I was kind of tuning in and out of the audio, so I don't know exactly what it all captured. I don't know if you got the part about him directly referencing Dylan Whyte being being a guarantee on a Dylan Whyte contract for Wilder. I don't know if that was in the audio you played. I have that audio just in case you did not play that. So I just think it's interesting. I just think it's Eddie Hearn slowly and surely coming to grips with the realization that this fight is imminent. It may not be next, because obviously he does not want it to be next, and we can delve into that. But it's imminent, and he even says as much, that it is either this year or first fight next year, it seems. We only have really one more in-between fight next. So I think it's actually a good thing. I think that with an added guarantee of AJ in a contract, which is what Wilder wanted from the very beginning, I think all parties should be happy with the potential of this path to an AJ Wilder super fight.
Well, I'm just not definite that this is going to happen. I'm not confident at all. You don't
have to be confident. But let's take it for face value, just for argument's sake.
Well, again, the interview in itself was contradicting. It just really was. But let's play his opinion on Wilder entering the ring. We have multiple different interviews on this. We'll credit Seconds Out and Radio Raheem for this one.
Joshua, he's not really into hype.
Right.
He likes business. He likes, if there's a fight that's happening, no problem. But he doesn't, like Wilder's talking about getting in a ring, and it's just not WWE.
We're not going to have that moment.
We're not, because the fight's not made. Listen, they can shout at each other from ringside, and I'm sure they will. But if Wilder wants to come over and just cause a scene and raise his profile off the back of Anthony Joshua, Joshua's not big on that. Do you know what I mean? If you want to sign a contract, great. We'll make the fight, no problem. But you're not coming on. This is the fight of Joshua's career. After the fight, if successful, we will do our interviews. He will get his family in the ring like he always does. He's not going to go head-to-head with someone else after putting his heart on the line against Josie Parker. Do you know what I mean? So, but it's a big opportunity for Deontay Wilder to come to the UK. There'll be a lot of eyeballs on him next week. So, it's great profile for him building the fight. He can talk the talk. He'll be doing his stuff for Sky, commentating on the fight. He'll be asked 1,000,000 times a day about Anthony Joshua, and he can put his views across. And I believe.
Would you speak to him directly?
Yeah, of course. Of course. He doesn't have a promotion. I don't believe he has a promotional contract with anyone. Love to work with Deontay Wilder. Make him huge. Make him the real money. But I've got no problem dealing with his management as well. But I would sit down with Deontay Wilder and explain to him our mindset, which is don't worry, because this fight has to happen. We may only get one shot at this undisputed heavyweight championship, and you might lose, by the way. We might lose. So if we get the chance, we've got to make it.
Matthew, your thoughts? Hopefully you paid attention this round.
I did. I don't know what I think about it, because it's nothing new, at least from what AJ has been saying. So the narrative has not been changed on this particular part of this saga, so to speak. But I feel like the argument is so baseless still. Like, there's still so many examples of this happening where boxing sort of melds into WWE antics, and that sells fights. Mega fights get sold off of pro wrestling antics, and that's okay. That should be accepted at this point. I don't feel like that's a big deal. Now, if I wouldn't be surprised if we start hearing some traction fight week about a contract being signed between them with Deontay Wilder fighting Whyte with the guarantee of AJ. I would not be shocked if we start hearing chatter about that next week, to be completely honest. Because I think that Wilder is still going to come, still going to commentate no matter what. Because like Eddie said, he can talk shit to him ringside still. It may not be what he wants, but he can still make a scene. Wilder can still have that moment, even if he can't get in the ring.
That's garbage.
And it may be garbage. It may not be what we want, but he has to do something. Not going is not an option. Because not going means that there's zero opportunity for that moment. Going still creates the opportunity. So I think if Wilder doesn't go, that's a huge missed opportunity and just being a little bit too prideful on his part.
Now, is it Box Nation or does Sky Sports do the interviews on the edge of the ring as well?
I do not know. I do know from the last couple of times AJ's been in the ring because we had AJ with Klitschko at one point. We had AJ in the ring holding the mic and saying, "I want Tyson Fury." Like those were in the ring moments. So I assume he'll be in the ring.
What bothered me about the audio is that Eddie says, this is in WWE. You heard what AJ said. We don't have a fight. There's no contract signed. But he knows this is building the fight. And I think that the reason they don't want him in the ring is simply because too many people will visually see the call out. We're talking about 8,000 people live, and however many they could get on television. Eddie Hearn says in this interview that there's only 6 countries in the world not showing this fight at the time that is aired, and whatever the guy's name in charge of that will be fired by next week if those last 6 countries aren't on board. That he hopes that by March 31st, every country in the world will be showing this fight. Why wouldn't you want Wilder to get in the ring? I'll tell you why. I know you're desperate to give me your opinion, but let me tell you. It's because everybody will be watching, and then you'll be forced to give him that fight next. It would look so much worse when you swerve next and fight Gerald Miller, which is the obvious plan. Obvious plan.
Now, they can't come in there and say, this fight's going to happen after Wilder fights Whyte. Like, that can't be an option. Because I still think that's possible.
That's absolutely an option, but it still pushes the timeline till 2019 because Eddie Hearn goes on.
The timeline's getting pushed back. Like, I think that is 100% undeniable. What angle you take on it is up to anyone, not you, Ness, but the callers, listeners. But we're getting Miller, AJ next, and we're getting Whyte, Wilder next.
Well, the Whyte Wilder, that's a little different. Wilder may not give Whyte the opportunity. Instead, he'll go for the number 2 in Brazil. It's in-house. Maybe his promoter and his managers can convince him to do that. I believe the Dillian Whyte fight is the better option.
Everyone does.
But, he may not go that route. He may feel pissed off. He's threatened, and we got more audio, but he threatened not to come if he can't get in the ring because he understands that it's a clear pick and move.
No, that's
and diving.
It's right to at least argue it and try to strong arm Eddie Hearn and AJ and team beforehand, but he should still go. Like, not going is it just loses a potential opportunity. It does.
I don't know, man. I just don't understand how Wilder Joshua is the fight that everyone's talking about. And these guys have all this power and they're really going to block such a key element. I mean, it would be the drama that would be highlighted in most of the promos.
We can have this moment next fight. I know it's kind of weird to think about, but AJ and Wilder can get in the ring when AJ beats Miller. Like, that's not a...
You see, you're looking at it from that angle, but then it just continues to push the narrative that Wilder isn't being ducked. To speak of it so nonchalantly, oh, well, we could just do this. We could just stage it for the next fight. No. He wants to get in the ring because he feels he's being ducked.
Oh, okay. And me and you have both said if AJ is guaranteed in a Dillian Whyte contract, we are okay with it. So why would I change my opinion now when Eddie is saying those exact words? The only mishap is Wilder getting in the ring next week. That's the only difference. And I think that's a very marginal thing if we can get the deal done with an AJ guarantee with the Whyte fight. That's a very marginal thing, is about stepping in the ring for this fight. Step in the ring next fight.
Again, you're looking at it as marginal. Eddie's sitting back, smoking a cigar with his feet in the air, because this is what he wanted from the beginning. He's the one trying to put Dillian Whyte as a roadblock. Don't you get it? The man wants. Wait a minute. Let me finish.
We knew we were going to get this from the beginning, though. We all knew this. Come on. Like, this is nothing new. We knew they had the power.
But that's what you don't get. If you get in the ring and you say in front of his country, you're ducking me.
I'm not denying.
I don't want to fight the peasant and Dillian Whyte. You know,
I'm not denying that.
These headlines that we're reporting are for the hardcores.
I'm not arguing that. Yes, I'm not arguing against that point. That is true. But that's not happening because Eddie Hearn does not want that to happen. I'm just not upset by it, because if it is true what he is saying, we get a guarantee of an AJ fight next, I'm okay. I'm 100% okay with it, because then it's in contract, it's in writing. He cannot back out of it anymore. He can't weasel out of his way anymore. He'll be signed to a fight. He'll be legally, contractually obligated to fight Wilder next. So I'll be okay with it.
Yeah, I mean, usually that's what happens. When you want something so bad, then they finally give it to you. You don't care how you received it.
But Ness, you said way before the Ortiz fight that he should be fighting Whyte next. Am I wrong about that?
Yeah, but then he fought Ortiz. So it trumps Whyte.
True.
The Whyte fight was because the UK public, listen, the Whyte fight was 2 birds, 1 stone. You introduce him to the UK public and you simultaneously give him a credible top 10 heavyweight that people will say is his biggest win, you know? But he trumped it by fighting the more declarated fighter in Luis Ortiz.
True. But if AJ and co do not want to make the fight, and they will not let Wilder in the ring to sort of force their hand, then what's the next best option?
No. Listen, that is the next best option, but it's still our duty to decipher all this bullshit and not to nonchalantly say it's okay. We knew this was going to happen. No, we knew it was going to happen because we knew what it was.
You better not duck me, son. You better not duck me, son.
I mean,
hold on, time. I need you to sort of confirm your stance here, because the path Wilder is about to take, which we all think he's about to take, fight Whyte with a guarantee of an AJ, right? That's probably going to be the case. We suspected that was going to happen. We've said from the very beginning we would be okay with that. We would be happy with it, or maybe that might be the wrong word, but we'd be okay with it. Now you are upset by it only because they would not let Wilder in the ring. Under the pretext of the fight not being signed, etc.
Yes, because I believe that the ring theatrics or drama can escalate the match. If there is no Deontay Wilder declaring war in front of the country, then there is no backlash for Anthony Joshua instead fighting Jarrell Miller instead of the American that's calling him out, you know? But they want to beat on someone that isn't the guy that's calling him out. It makes no sense to me.
I think you can still have that moment, him fight Whyte with a guarantee of AJ and still put him in the ring. Like, and that would be under AJ's logic, fine. The fight,
and at this point, I'm okay with that.
That's my whole point. That was my whole point.
No, but it's still sad that this is where we are. This is where we had to come to get this fight. That regardless, Eddie Hearn got his way. He's roadblocked Deontay Wilder, and he still simultaneously did his best promoter's job for his contender fighter who's already suffered a loss, who's already had the big Willy Wonka ticket versus AJ. Now he's trying to get him the Deontay Wilder fight as well to further block. That's my point. Like, none of these fights should be in between the fight that everyone wants. We all want it. We're all talking about it. No one's talking about Dillian Whyte and Wilder anymore. That's out the window.
So you don't think a AJ Miller fight in the Barclay, for example, and Wilder and Whyte in London doesn't help the fight in any way?
Listen, can it help it after people are ridiculously upset that they're not fighting each other next? Yes, in the standpoint that it's what, some want, marination. You call it marination, I call it protector nation.
But Ness, come on, man. Like, you have to be a little bit consistent here, because there's been other fights that you have almost applauded marination, but this one you don't. Like, I don't understand that. Like,
when you selectively choose who you want to unify with, there's a problem.
But we've had that before. Like, that's nothing new.
Okay, but we have to continue to call it out. Just because it's not new doesn't mean that it's right. So it is our job to, again, decipher, explain, tell our audience what is going on. There's plenty of callers that call in here and think that Anthony Joshua is, the best heavyweight in the world. But yes, I think that those callers need to question, is there another heavyweight out there to question whether or not he is the best?
I think that point has nothing to do with what we were just talking about. I think there's plenty of cases of marination and the fans being accepting of it, if not downright happy with it. I think a Miller Whyte matchup for both respective guys makes perfect sense. I think it does, and I've said that from the very beginning that Wilder should be fighting Whyte in London, and fight Miller at the Barclays. I think that's made perfect sense from a year ago. So my opinion has not changed as us, and I think if this fight happens in the last quarter of 2018 or the first quarter of 2019, I think it makes marginal, if not zero, difference to the outcome of the fight.
It's just hilarious to me. Do you remember when the statements came out by Joshua when he said, "I'm not fighting Wilder till 1920"?
You mean 2019?
No, till 19 or 2020. He said either 2019 or 2020.
You just said 1920, so just
because you should know, like, what other year are we in? We're in 2018, right? So
when you say 1920, that's 1920.
Moving forward, do you remember the quote?
Yes, the 2019.
Do you remember the reaction people had? Were they not upset?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, so the Wilder fans or U.S. fans were upset. The UK fans, I would say, they didn't care.
No, UK fans were definitely deflecting, saying that that's not necessarily true, that he'll fight him probably before that. But again, all I see is Eddie getting what he wants and Dillian Whyte being a roadblock, AJ getting what he wants and waiting till 19 or 20.
Well, I wouldn't say 20. That's missed.
Well, you don't know. You don't know. What if he fights Baby Miller in August? August, September, October were the months that Eddie Hearn gave out in the interview.
They aren't saying that. No one else is saying this. They're saying we will fight Wilder after Miller. We will put AJ in the contract for Whyte. I will, again, for argument's sake, take them for face value until
I'm not on the. What are you saying that they're not saying? What am I saying that? What are you talking about? I don't even know what I'm talking about.
I have no idea what you mean by 2020. They only mentioned Miller as an opponent before Wilder, so I don't know what you will get at.
Okay, Matt. So if, again, instead of cutting me off every time I'm speaking, try shutting your mouth and listening with your ears.
You're so sensitive.
I'm just trying to help you.
Boxing podcast. Relax.
I'm trying to help you listen. I'm trying to help you listen.
I'm listening.
So I'm saying if they go on and fight in August, September, or October, the way that Eddie Hearn said in this interview, and I mean they, Joshua versus Jarrell Miller. Follow me? Okay.
Yes.
Wins the fight, but suffers an injury. He's only fighting twice this year, so now he's got to come back next year not versus Deontay Wilder. Also, if he doesn't suffer an injury, just hear me out. If he doesn't suffer an injury, remember the dates are August, September, October. They do all their negotiations, and all of a sudden now the fight is on for, I don't know, maybe April, May, June, and now Joshua or Wilder need a tune-up because they've been out the ring since August of the year before. So don't tell me that 2019 or 2020 is not viable in boxing when anything can happen in boxing.
I had no issue 2019. Do not mischaracterize what I say. 2020 is what I have the issue with. And again, your hypothetical is that AJ gets hurt. And
not necessarily hurt either. Remember, he is in a fight March 31st. He could A, lose, B, be a tight fight and want to give a rematch.
No. That's any of those things can happen, of course. But that's not what we're arguing here. We're arguing if AJ beats Parker, and then he beats Miller, and then AJ's in the guarantee of the Whyte contract, and there's two right people win the fights. They get healthy. The fight's happening end of 2018 or beginning of 2019. That is what we should be arguing, whether that is right or wrong. I think that is right. I have no issue with that.
There's absolutely no way that the fight is happening the end of 2018. Eddie Hearn was clear.
Again, you are mischaracterizing what I say. Did I not say 2019 as well?
Yeah, but you also slipped in the end of 2018.
Okay, then we can throw that out. First quarter 2019. Is that better? I'll just put that in there. I do not give a fuck if the fight's in 2019 in the first quarter. I do not care.
I don't know. I don't know that we get it. That's my point.
I think again, if we're going to take what Eddie Hearn says for face value, just like we're taking what Wilder says for face value, then that's not on the table. That 2020 is on the table. That's not
hilarious. It's hilarious for me that you feel like on this particular topic you're going to take his word for it when we've been doing, I don't know, two shows a week on different contradicting Eddie Hearn quotes. Like, I mean, there's another one where he says, where he's talking about Tyson Fury, bro, and the amount of fights that Tyson wanted and still, signing him. There's another one where he thinks it's better for Wilder to sign to Eddie and he can make real money. I mean, like,
how many days ago are those?
Today?
I didn't hear that from him. I did not hear that from him.
Yeah, bro. Today, like, this guy's always talking. That's what I'm saying.
And Ness, you have to play Eddie. Ness, hold on. Let me talk. You have to play those sound bites then, because the sound bites we have heard, the sound bites I've heard, the IFL interview I saw, that's not the case. That is not what we're hearing from Eddie anymore. We're hearing a change in tune from Eddie.
Doggy, it's in the production chat. It's in the production chat. Rob has it separate for you.
No, I've heard them all.
Okay, so there's one specific on Tyson, there's one specific on Dylan, and then there's this one.
And Deontay Wilder has said 50%. Deontay Wilder said 10%. Like, again, we have contradicting talking points from both camps. So we have to take what's the most latest thing they say.
Take this one, Matt. Take this one. How's this one sound to you?
You know Anthony, right? You do not have to worry about the Wilder fight happening. That is a much easier fight technically than the Josie Parker fight. Not saying this is dangerous, but that for me is the Parker fight is a tougher fight than Deontay Wilder.
Are you up for the test?
Because I know you the bits. Have you seen Joshua's eyes when he does it in half good? He goes, "You up for the test?" Because I know I'm the best.
Make the date.
Make the date. I like Deontay Wilder. He's sort of like, I'm not sure if he's coming because he sort of cried off a little bit.
Really?
Yeah. He wants to get in the ring.
I said this to you.
Yeah, I know, but Anthony did an interview and said, like, we ain't made a fight, like, well, just fighting Josie Parker. And they're like, oh, we only want to come if we can get in the ring. It's a bit. I was like, no, come to the fight. We can talk about the fight. You're working for Sky, so you're going to be shouting at each other. So it's a little bit of a standoff at the moment. So.
Get him in the ring. What's wrong with you?
Listen.
What if it come down to that, when we wanted to go in the ring?
But it's not a case of like I'm only coming if I get in the ring. It's like he's going to be everywhere.
He's watched our interview. Thought, do you know what? That's a good idea, Coogan. Yeah. Let's roll with that.
Yeah. So we'll see.
do.
Okay. But what in there led to AJ's fighting someone else between Miller and Wilder? Because that nothing in there said that.
I didn't never say that.
That's what I'm arguing now. So what are you arguing?
I'm just saying that he has said many different contradicting statements.
What in there was contradicting from anything that I've said that he has said?
Well, again, you can repeat your question all you want. I never said, Matt, I'm going to play audio to prove to you Eddie said something contradicting what you're saying. I never said that. I said there's been audio, and we've done at least 2 shows per week on contradicting quotes from Eddie.
Mm-hmm. And this is the most recent one, and this is what he's saying.
Yes.
And he is saying, we're going to fight Miller after Parker, and then we're going to put AJ in a guaranteed contract with Whyte.
Well, he's not necessarily saying that again. That's you.
Want me to play it again? I can play it. Hold on. No. Let me play a soundbite.
Go ahead.
Dillian Whyte's there. That fight's there. And they're talking about, before if it was, remember when Shirley Winkle come out and said, if he fights Whyte, we'll do a 2-fight deal. No problem. We can look at that. But all I'm saying is,
okay, let's look at that. Let's do that.
All right. So now here's another contradicting statement. Didn't he already accept Wilder's I'll take anything first fight? Right?
What do you mean anything first? What do you mean?
Remember Wilder's offer. I'll take whatever you guys want to give me the first fight. I'll win. And in the rematch, you got to take the same deal. Yeah. And according to Eddie, he accepted that on numerous interviews in the past.
He accepted that concept, yes.
But it's not done yet, right? But it's not done yet. Not only is it not done yet, but today, when interviewed and pressed on the topic by Radio Raheem, he said, well, I would love to take that offer, but let's be honest. Deontay Wilder has 3 managers, and they're not going to let him take that offer. So is it that you want the offer, or you already saying that they're not going to take it? That's contradicting in itself.
But he's not saying he won't take it. He's saying they won't take it. And I think that all that is.
But he's also saying that he would take it. So why don't he send the contract? He's the A side. He has to send this 55 or 90-10 split, whatever contract for Deontay to say, yes, I'll take it. This is the first fight. Second fight, I get the same offer. So don't give me that bullshit. A side sends the paperwork.
I'm not disagreeing with that, Ness. But again, that has nothing to do with our original argument of.
It does.
No, Ness. My argument is Ness. You bitched about me cutting you off this entire show. Do not cut me off, please. Thank you. You said 2020. That is what I've been arguing this entire time. Now you're changing the goalpost to some different argument.
The one that's changing the goalpost.
No, Ness. Who did he mention would fight AJ after Miller? He only mentioned one guy. You have yet to mention anything else.
Yes, you're correct, Matt. He only mentioned one guy. Just like he only mentioned one guy. Just like I did not only mention 1 year. But to boost your argument, to try and look good, to throw your hands up in the air and gesture as if you're winning, you are eliminating the fact that I said 1920 because it suits your argument. But that's okay because that's what weak
Ness
do in a debate. It's okay. We can move on.
Ness, you did the same thing to me. Ness, you did the same thing to me about.
I actually didn't.
No, you did about 18, 19, and you said you can't say 18. The fight's not happening this year. I'm like, okay, then I'll just say 19. So now I can't do that when you say 19, 20.
No, I said you can't say
double standards.
All right, so
let's go.
Now that your sound bites have played, the reason I said you can't say 18 is because the promoter, who you continuously repeat we should take off face value, has said in the audio that if he fights Anthony Joshua, if Anthony Joshua will only fight twice this year, and if
he also contradicted himself.
This is what he said. And this is what he said. If he takes the Wilder fight, it would be September, October. But he would rather him take the
August fight.
Jarrell Miller fight sometime in August. Coogan comes back and says, will he fight 3 times this year? He says, no, only twice.
But he also contradicts himself.
So that right there lets you know there is no 2018 for Wilder if Big Baby Miller is the option.
And what did he say about 2020? in this interview? Because again, that's what you said.
No, but
you have yet to bring up.
That's the point, bro. You're confusing two different people. Remember, I brought up 1920 discussing Anthony Joshua, and I said, Matt, do you remember when Anthony Joshua came out in the public and said, "Let me finish"? Let me finish. I asked you, do you remember when he came out in the public and said, "I won't fight Wilder till 2019, 2020"? I refreshed your memory about that. So I don't know where you're going with this.
Yes. But you're saying that will still happen now. I'm saying Eddie Hearn's not saying that.
No, I'm saying that it's still an option because Anthony has gotten his way, and so has Eddie Hearn. And I proved that by saying, remember he brought up the statement that I won't fight Wilder till 2019 or 2020. Now with this comment by Eddie, it's proof that there is a strong possibility he won't fight Wilder till 2019 if Miller is the August opponent. So that's A, showing Joshua got his way with the 1920 comment. B, Hearn is getting his way by putting Dillian Whyte in front of Deontay Wilder before Anthony Joshua.
Oh, let's go to the callers. That was great. Ness, are you mad at me?
Absolutely.
Come on, man.
Because I can troll too. You know, you trolling isn't making you or the show any better. I can always do that when you have to make a point. Just believe that.
That's great. You do that. You do that.
We're good.
You do it.
Play that game. We'll play the soundbite game when we're trying to make a point, and we'll laugh it off when the other person is right.
Oh, you've yet to prove. Well, I didn't argue with all of your points. I've only been arguing.
Brought to you by El Camino Electrical Services, experts in electric vehicle charging stations. For consultations and turnkey installation, visit us at elcaminoelectricalservices.com.
912-577. You're up.
Hey, what's going on? What's going on with both of y'all? Y'all doing all right?
First time caller?
Hello? Can you hear me?
Yes. First time caller?
Yeah, this is my first time calling in.
Ness, you want to play the first time caller intro?
Hello?
Or not? First time caller. Name and where are you calling from?
Hey, what's going on? My name is Bernay, man. I'm in South Carolina right now, but I'm from Brunswick, Georgia. That's where I'm from. Or raised anyway.
Okay, Bernay.
Anyway, I was just
Bermain? Like Bermain Stavern?
No, Bernan.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. No, not that name. But anyway. I had two things I wanted to talk about. As a boxing fan, especially I always loved the heavyweight division. It was gone for a minute. You know what I mean? So the way things is now, I'm real excited how everything's come about, because it's been dead for a good 10, 15 years. You know what I mean? And so now that we do got these champions, these undefeated champions right now, as a fan, it's like, come on, let's just make this fight happen, because everybody want to see it. You know what I mean? So, I'm looking at it like, now I don't know the business side of it, how it works. I ain't going to say in front like I know everything, but just from the outside looking in, you know what I'm saying? It's just something that fans like, man, nobody want to hear all this about fighting this person before. If AJ wins, just go ahead and get the Wilder fight popping. Nobody want to hear all that other stuff, just street talk, you know what I'm saying? So my thing is, what if AJ lose? Does that changes things? Is Eddie Hearn's going to kind of change the way he going about things then? Because I'm pretty sure Wilder just want to fight whoever wins out of that fight anyway. I don't think he necessarily got to fight AJ. That's just me. I think he want to fight the winner of the fight. So if, let's say, for instance, AJ loses, and then what does that happens for Wilder? Then he's probably got a better chance of fighting Parker than he has if he wins than if AJ win, right?
I probably agree that if Parker were to beat AJ, we have to remember that Parker gets an immediate rematch. So that fight has to happen next. So whoever wins that fight will really be who Wilder will be fighting if Parker were to win the first fight. Let's say Parker wins both those fights. I would assume Wilder would fight Parker. I would assume that he's not going to go after AJ. I would assume that AJ would need a build up after two back-to-back losses. That's probably what would happen. Well, thank you, Bernard, South Carolina. Thank you for the call. 252. First-time caller.
Hey, bro, can you hear me?
Yes, first-time caller.
Yeah, I'm a first-time caller.
Name and where are you calling from?
My name is Dana, and I'm from North Carolina.
Dana from North Carolina?
Yeah.
Dana, go into your call. What do you think about?
Yeah,
What do you think about Wilder, AJ, and all this?
Oh man, I've been wanting to call y'all for a minute, but from a business standpoint, I understand Eddie Hearn. Understand what he's trying to do, and I understand why Whyte is being presented for Deontay Wilder. I understand he's a pawn in Eddie Hearn's chess game. And right now, Eddie Hearn's trying to run the board. And in a way, I see the whole Anthony Joshua not wanting Deontay Wilder in the ring, that kind of hype. In a street term, Eddie Hearn has been trying to stun Deontay Wilder since Deontay's been speaking up. But with Deontay Wilder coming to Joshua, it'll look like Deontay Wilder is stunning Joshua if he steps in that ring. And I understand, Anthony Joshua being that cash cow, and he's doing everything to protect Anthony Joshua. I understand from a business standpoint that Eddie Hearn has to get his ducks in a row. So Whyte, he was the first pawn. Him signing Gerald Miller, that gives him a second pawn. Just to keep Anthony Joshua moving in the direction he wants to move him. He's not really trying to rush Joshua. I kind of know this because I box myself. I'm a fighter myself, so I kind of understand the business and I understand the what goes on between fighters. But yeah, that's kind of like, that's just my view on it, and I don't mind if the fight is held up. I understand people want to see it, but it's one of those things, we just gonna have to be patient.
Dana, you said
not really trying to.
Dana, you said if Wilder gets in the ring with AJ, it's going to look like he's sunning AJ. I kind of agree with that. I don't know if the UK fans will think that. I think the UK fans are always going to ride with theirs no matter what.
That's true, and they're probably not. They're probably not going to think that, but it puts pressure on Joshua.
It does.
I don't really think he wants that pressure applied right now. He wants, look, as a fighter standpoint, he wants to fight Deontay Wilder. He just doesn't want it right now. Eddie Hearn doesn't want it right now.
Agreed. Thanks for the call, Dana. Donald from Richmond, California. Been a long time, Donald. How are you? Going to be a contestant on Border Wars. What up, Donald?
Yeah, I am. I finally made it on there. Oh, man, let me say about Eddie Hearn. Eddie Hearn is smart, man. I just sit back and I look at some of the stuff that he's doing, and some people go, why does he keep throwing Dillian Whyte as a roadblock? Guess what? He's so smart to do that because if you check the WBC rankings, Dillian Whyte is ranked #1 contender for the WBC title, just as well as Dominique Brazil is ranked as #2. So with Hearn knowing that, he goes, damn, Dillian Whyte is my guy. He's the #1 contender for it. I could throw him in as a roadblock, but also in the same token, they want him to be thrown in there with Wilder because we all know that Joshua beat Dillian Whyte, and that's another measuring stick for Joshua because I think that the Ortiz fight did scare, Joshua a bit, that he's seen that because they were probably hoping that Ortiz would would beat Wilder, and then Joshua wouldn't have to worry about fighting him. But since Wilder beat him, it's kind of like, damn, he fucking beat him. Well, what do we do next? We'll fucking throw Dillian Whyte in there, you know? You fought him already. Let's see how good he does against Dillian. And think about it. If Wilder fights Dillian Whyte and he stops Dillian Whyte in like 2 or 3 rounds, like in a Vermain Severn fashion, Joshua really gonna be fucking running from Wilder, I'm telling you. So, but also if Dillian goes in there and gives Wilder a tough, hard fight, or if it goes to the decision, or even if Wilder stops him at like 10 or 11, I think they'll be content with moving forward with the fight. So it's all a measuring stick. And Hearn is just putting his ducks in a row because he just doesn't really want to throw Joshua in there to lose, you know. So they're just trying to calculate all their steps because they want to be kind of certain that they can beat Wilder when they get in there with him. So they got to exercise all their rights and all their roadblocks and everything. If I was Wilder, I would just like kind of get in front of everything. I would try to, you know, try to get the Big Baby Miller fight and take that away from him. You know, take the guys away from him that they're gonna run to, and it's like, you ain't got nobody to fight but me. Come see me. Like how Wilder was saying, come see me, Joshua. He should really make it be like that, to where there's nobody there for him to come see but him. You know.
So you think he should take a Miller fight over a Whyte fight?
No, I'm not saying he should take the Miller fight over the Whyte fight. I'm saying, you know, he should take the Whyte fight. But if there's no Miller fight made with Joshua, he should take that fight too. You know, and that takes away more. That takes the roadblocks away. You know, that will be Wilder kind of like removing the roadblocks. And then after it's all said and done, it's like, you ain't got no more roadblocks. You ain't got nobody to run to. You ain't got nobody to put in front of me. Come see me now, Joshua. Who you gonna run to now? Who you gonna put in front of me now? I move all the roadblocks. Let's go. Let's do it. You know, that's what he needed to do.
Now, Donald, where can the people find you for Border Wars? Because they're gonna want to see, you know, your training footage, you know, some photos of you. You know, where can they find, you know, maybe your IG or your Facebook or something like that? All the Border Wars journey.
I got an Instagram. My Instagram is Beast Oakland Cali on Instagram, and then I have Facebook, which is my name, Donald Banks on Facebook. But I'll be uploading some stuff.
Well, thank you, Donald, for the call. And obviously, Border Wars 3 happening in July. I can't wait for that. Never seen Border Wars 2 or 1 yet? Go to patreon.com/ThaBoxingVoice to get hours and hours and hours of extra content. And plus, I mean, Border Wars is fun to watch. I mean, if you want to, you know, almost like backyard fighting, but a little more professional in a ring with a you know, almost a Hall of Fame, you know, environment. You guys see Border Wars. We're going to go to the next caller, Lionel from Vegas. How you doing, Lionel?
What's happening, fellas? What's going on, fellas?
Nothing much. Just another day above ground. Always a good day.
Oh, yeah. You know. Hey, I love this show, man. I see you guys are getting at it. Wilder, man, I kind of like the last caller from Oakland, because I'm from Vallejo, so I kind of can see what he's saying. Maybe Wilder should just go ahead and fight Gerald Miller, or Dillian Whyte. Get him out the way, because it seems like to me, if any fighter says, check it out, I'll fight you, you give me whatever you're going to give me, and then the second fight around, whatever you guys took on the rematch, give me that, and you take what you gave me. I mean, you can't, I don't know what else can you say to that when somebody puts that out there like that. Is it bullshit? I don't think so, but some people may think it is. But we really don't know. But I really think when Wilder speaks it, he not playing no games. I don't think Joshua wants to fight. Honestly, I think it just should get AJ and Wilder on the phone and just hash it out, because it seems like AJ really isn't speaking for himself like Wilder is. All you hear is the background people, or the people that are working behind closed doors for AJ. AJ really not, you know, he really not standing out there like, hey, check it out, I want to fight Wilder. Because at the end of the day, if they wanted to fight each other, they could just do it. Big Baby Miller shouldn't be in the way. Dillian Whyte shouldn't be in the way. But honestly, I think Wilder clean up Dillian Whyte and smash Big Baby. Big Baby, 300 pounds. He really not in shape like he should be. Wilder stop him easily. So I really don't understand, I guess, the business side of it. AJ people trying to, what do you call it, milk the cow or whatever, and get as much as they can, because they know when Wilder come through, Wilder gonna shut things down. And I believe at the end of the day, Wilder be the last man standing. So that's how I'm looking at it.
Thanks for the call, Lionel. And I definitely agree with the idea that AJ doesn't seem to be speaking for himself. He is more now, but I mean, like overall, I definitely get a Canelo Oscar, relationship vibe from Eddie Hearn and AJ, and how Eddie Hearn is really pressing Joshua to follow his idea for AJ's career, just like Oscar did that with Canelo. Both Canelo and AJ are young champions. Eddie Hearn at this point is a bona fide legend in UK promoting at this point. Even though he's a very young guy, he's made a mark already. You're going to listen to Eddie. Eddie has brought British boxing back in a way. You're going to listen, just like Canelo's going to listen to Oscar, just because Oscar was the last big time Mexican American fighter, pay-per-view star. You're going to listen to that when you're a young champion, unfortunately. When we, the fans, want the fights to happen. But great call, Lionel. We have a ringer, Jabron. If you don't know what a ringer is, go to patreon.com/ThaBoxingVoice. And again, hours and hours of extra content, and you can get little perks like this, which you can just cut the line. There's tons of callers on the queue, but Jabron's calling in late. He wants to cut the queue, and he will. What's up, Jabron?
What's going on, Matt? What's going on, TBV? Let's get those thumbs up on YouTube. But those last two callers was speaking about Wilder fighting Whyte and getting him out the way. But the problem is, if you paid attention to the Eddie Hearn video, something that y'all didn't bring up, another roadblock, he brought up Povetkin. If you look at the rankings, Povetkin is the #1 mandatory #1 position, and he's fighting on the undercard, and that's another roadblock. And he brought it up in the conversation. And if he get past Joseph Parker, he would be the #1 mandatory for the WBA. And he's also in the WBO #1 position. So you have Tyson Fury also. It could be thrown in as a Monkey Rich in the plan for next year or the end of this year. He's looking great and in tremendous shape, and you will see him come out. He will be at the fight and looking slim and trim. So like Nestor was saying, it possibly could be pushed to 20 if you throw in Tyson Fury and Povetkin in the equation. And that's all I got, Matt. I'd like to know your feedback on that.
I definitely forgot about Povetkin being in the positions that he is. And I want to say he's even ranked by the WBC at this point. They've started to re-rank him, I believe. I believe I brought him up at the top of the show in a different angle of how Wilder should maybe go after Povetkin. And again, with the the framing of Povetkin is in so many mandatory positions, potentially that he may slip in there after a Miller fight. Wilder may want to go and get that scalp first. That may be smart. That may be a Luis Ortiz sort of move where it's not going to make you the most money, but it's a big chess move. It's a chessboard move. But I don't think Tyson Fury is going to end up fighting AJ before Wilder. I just don't think it happens. I think Tyson Fury is too smart for that. That's the thing. Does Eddie Hearn and AJ want that fight before Wilder? Abso-fucking-lutely. But Tyson Fury ain't fighting those guys, or ain't fighting AJ before getting some tune-ups, getting 100% again. I just don't see that. Going to the next caller, Hurricane Ray.
We got somebody on Skype real quick. We got to go out to Muhammad. What's going on, brother?
Hi, mate. You're all right. How's it going?
Going good. How are you?
I'm good. Thank you. I just read the subject of your video. I got an opinion about that.
Go for
it. Yeah. So I actually believe that Wilder actually getting in the fight with Dillian Whyte is actually quite a smart move, because I actually believe that Wilder actually smokes Dillian Whyte. I actually think that's quite an easy fight for him, and he'd make pretty decent money off that as well. And I think around about December, November, he gets the AJ fight as well, and it would make the fight actually bigger. And this is the way I think it might actually pan out as well. I think Anthony Joshua might actually fight in the USA against probably Big Baby Miller as well, just to get a get himself out there in the US market as well, which again makes the fight bigger. But I actually don't agree with this fact that Joshua is actually ducking Wilder or any of that at all. I think the fight happens definitely this year. That's just my opinion anyway. What do you guys think?
I think it's a 60-40 shot of this fight happening in 2019 instead of this year. But it all depends on how the fight goes next week, how Whyte looks, how Miller is in his fight coming up, and how much pressure Wilder can put on AJ and team.
Can't put no pressure if you're not allowed in the ring, but Matt's okay with that. Let's go to Michael on Skype.
Hello, guys.
What's up, Michael?
What's up? I caught your show a little bit late. I just saw the headlines, so I had to call in because so like let's get something clear first off. Number one, you know, like based on the headlines, I'm just going off, you know, is AJ ducking Wilder? No. I would say that Wilder's more like ducking, you know, God, mind's blank now. Dylan Whyte, that's it. It's more ducking Dylan Whyte because Eddie Hearn sent him an offer and he refused. And he said, "Oh, we don't want to fight peasants," and making some bullshit excuse. When
friend, just keep in mind that real boxing fans never call a champion ducking a contender. Like every contender is everyone called out Floyd and Pacquiao. Just like every heavyweight is gonna call out Anthony Joshua. Everyone is gonna call out Canelo because they represent money. But you have to actually do something to get that shot.
Oh, but when Spence was when Errol Spence was mandatory and he wanted to fight Kell Brook, you were saying Kell Brook was a duck. But now Whyte is a mandatory and he wants to fight.
Whyte isn't the mandatory. Whyte, listen, excuse me, you AJ protector. Whyte is not. He is not the mandatory. He is the #1 contender. There have not been announced the mandatory, and rumor has it they're going to mandate the #2 Dominic Brazil. So, okay.
All right. They haven't made him, but he will be. He's got the belt, so he will be mandatory. Yeah, it's unlikely it's going to be Brazil. But anyways, going based on technicalities, okay. Number two. Based on the roadmap with Eddie Hearn, this is how the plan is going to go.
Which fucking roadmap? Which one you using?
I'm using the roadmap, which is going to happen.
Roadmap. That shit is more like the fucking the roadmap to find that ring in the movie.
No, it's the roadmap. Look, we already know that. We already know that AJ's not going to fight.
Sure, got a lot of turns on that roadmap.
Yeah, we already know that Wilder's not going to fight AJ next. We know that. It's probably going to be Povetkin because he's mandatory. He's mandatory. Not #1 contender, mandatory.
Why can't you pay? Why can't you pay the way Deontay Wilder gave Bermane Stiverne $600,000 so he could fight Luis Ortiz the first time before Luis Ortiz test positive? People that want to unify do it. People that want to duck, they're going to duck.
But I don't think Wilder wants it straight after. Because Wilder likes to talk his mouth, but when it comes down to it, he doesn't want to. He came down to London last time. He was all quiet, all being nicey.
That's why Eddie Hearn and Anthony Joshua have told all the London police to make sure that Deontay Wilder is fucking 50 feet away from the fucking ropes. That's why? Because he's scared. He don't want to do nothing. That's why, right? Come on.
Look, we already know that Wilder's all talk, yeah? He said it last time when he came to London, it didn't happen.
So why they putting extra security?
Saying, you know what?
Why they getting extra security?
Don't come to the ring. That's what he's saying.
Why they getting extra security? That's all I want to know.
Huh?
Why is he getting extra security?
What? He's not getting extra security. He's getting the same security that he's getting for all other fights.
He's putting them to work this time, though. They're going to work this time, right?
And the only reason why he's probably get more security is because everyone's coming down. Gerald Moore will probably be coming down. Whyte is going to be there. Flipping Tyson Fury is going to be there. He probably needs a lot more security.
Spoken like a true
trying to get into the ring.
Spoken like a true AJ protector, bringing up people that don't have the same status as Deontay Wilder, contenders and guys that have been retired for 2 years. Yeah, Fury's going to be there. Fury's going to be there off of a 2-year layoff. Gerald Miller's going to be there off of possibly beating, not even, still having a fight signed with someone that lost to Deontay Wilder. Yeah. So many people are going to be there. Let's get more security.
Put it this way. Look, Wilder's not a duck. Why didn't he take the fight? $6 million, the biggest payday in his career. Why not take the fight with Dylan Whyte? Why not? Simple fight. Build his profile.
You're hilarious. You're hilarious. Let me ask you, were you one of those guys that used to say, why didn't Pacquiao take the $40 million Floyd offered him? Why didn't Pacquiao take the 40? Why didn't Golovkin take the 10 mil that De La Hoya offered him in the first fight? Come on, bro. You sound retarded, man. And that's not nice.
That's different.
No, it's not different.
Pacquiao is facing Floyd Mayweather.
It's not different.
This is Dylan Whyte. This is an easy fight, supposedly, for Wilder. So why don't he take the biggest payday of his career for the easiest fight he will ever have against someone who's not good in his eyes? Why not?
Sure, buddy. Roadblock.
That's a no-brainer.
You say tomato, I say roadblock.
And get these American callers who defend Wilder to answer that question next time. Put that on your topic in next show, huh? Exactly.
Hey,
all right, Mike.
Hold on, Mike. Mike, you do realize that Wilder would take the fight if they put AJ in the contract, right?
But why does he have to put AJ in the contract? If the BB goes...
This guy's a true protector.
True protector. Welcome to the Wilder Voice.
Mike, man, thanks for calling in. We're going to some others, brother. Who we got out here? We're going to Hurricane Ray in Miami. Talk to me, brother. Who's going to make some sense today, man?
Yeah, I'm going to make perfect sense. Man, I thought you had to get every moment there, but you came back. It's all good. Getting spicy up in there, man. First of all, man, Matt, man, what's going on, man? I need you to have that same energy you had when Canelo and Triple G went in the ring, and then Canelo waved or stepped aside and fought. Who was this guy?
Amir Khan, Liam Smith.
Everybody.
Show then.
Liam Smith. That's the type of energy we need to bring, man, to these fighters, man. They out here, running the ruckus or talking all this shit. Then you say
hold on. Hurricane Ray.
Hold on, Matt. Hold on. I know you want to cut me off. I'm gonna let you. I got a couple of points I want to get off right quick.
Go,
Matt.
I the whole caller last call.
I believe it's all good. I believe that the reason why they don't want him in the ring is because Wilder is
because they scared
words, and he's gonna make him look like a fool.
That's
right.
He's
gonna make him look like a fool in front of his fans.
That's right.
And honestly, the AJ Wilder fight, that's a pickle fight, man. That fight could go any which way, man. It's going to be an amazing fight. The time to fight is now. It's not later. It's not in 2020. It's not in 2019. I wouldn't be mad if it's in 2019, but the time is now. Wilder should not fight anybody else to fuck up his money. This is money we're talking about. He hasn't had a big payday. This is the best payday. I don't know what's going on, man. Anyways, that's it. That's my call.
Hurricane Ray, just to address the Triple G Canelo comparison, the reason why I will accept a Whyte and Miller matchup in the interim, and only that, is because those two guys are top 10 heavyweights. Amir Khan, Liam Smith, Julio Cesar Chavez Jr. were not even in the middleweight division. So if AJ were to, let's say, bring up Amarius Briedis up from a division and knock him out, I would be very upset. Very upset, just like I was with Canelo. But it's different when you're fighting a top 10 opponent in the division. Just like if Canelo came up and fought Saunders first, it would have been different.
Never been a lame-o. Never been a lame-o.
Don't believe everything you hear, people. Don't believe everything you hear. Chris in ATL, talk to me.
Chris.
What's good, fellas?
What's up?
Very, very interesting topic today. It seems to be this new wave of projecting into the future in boxing. We'll be in 2017 or 2018, and we're talking 2019 to 2020, like we have any idea, what's going to happen 2 years into the future. So a lot of these guys who promote this marination, there's no guarantees in life. Guys can get injured, things can happen. My gut instinct tells me AJ really doesn't want to fight right now. But I think one thing maybe you guys can help to do is alleviate some of the concerns some people have. Is Deontay Wilder being realistic in negotiations? You know, because that's what I see.
He accepted 10%.
Hearn is using. Right. Hearn is using that as an excuse to prolong and duck the fight. So, you know, if Deontay can just be as transparent as possible, let us know, because otherwise they're going to use any kind of, if he's asking for too much, they're going to twist it and turn it, make it seem like he's not being realistic. Because maybe AJ's team is using all these options to let Wilder's team know that they can go in another direction if he's not being realistic. So, it would just be helpful. You guys, I know you guys have a relationship with Wilder, put it out there. Is he being realistic? What is he asking for? In terms of Wilder getting in the ring, it would just be a bad look for AJ because his credibility would be at stake. He'd be called out face to face, man to man. And, AJ, he's behaving like a kind of a corporate champion, If you go back in boxing history, Tyson, Lewis, Holyfield, even the Klitschko brothers, you challenge them man to man, they get in the ring with you. Deontay would put this guy on the spot in front of the whole world, and his credibility would be shot if he backed down. It would be shot. And y'all need to. I know you guys have a relationship with Wilder, like I said. Y'all need to let him know. Don't go over there and let them lull him into being a nice guy like they did before, and throw all these other boxers at him. Dillian Whyte, who's the dude who fought David Hay?
They even try to Tony Bellew at him.
Name right now, but
Matt don't see none of that. I think Matt became corporate himself. That's what Matt and AJ got in common. They corporate.
If he wants to fight, if he wants to fight, he's got to get in AJ's face, square up. Man to man, chest to chest, eye to eye, and let the whole world know he wants to run that fade. The last thing I got to say is Dillian Whyte. Dillian Whyte, a lot of people say, oh, why didn't he take the... we don't know what was in the contract that was offered to Deontay. Why would Deontay, as a champion, fly all the way to England to fight Dillian Whyte in London, in Dillian Whyte's hometown, under an Eddie Hearn promotion? Why would Eddie Champion agree to do that? We don't know what was in the contract. We don't know what will happen if the fight goes to the judge's decision. So,
Chris,
if I'm Deontay,
you punching after the bell, baby. You punching after the bell, and there's other callers underneath you. We got some alumni there. You're holding them up, but you did make some great points.
And Chris, let me counter his last thing he said about Wilder going over and fighting. Why would he do that? Triple G did that with Kell Brook. And there's one other fight. Oh, fuck, why am I forgetting? I just thought of it. Damn. But there's tons of examples of champions from other countries going to the UK to fight. Oh, Joseph Parker. Joseph Parker fought Hughie Fury in the UK. I mean, there's tons of examples of champions going over to the UK to fight a guy that's not a champion to make that money. That's why he would go over there.
True. And he's also been on record saying that he would travel because he's a world champion.
Yo, first of all, let me say, I don't pay Showtime to see you all there, not even putting a goddamn motherfucking effort. If I want to see two motherfuckers just fight, I pick up a fight with somebody in the street. Don't need that shit. You don't love that sport, my dude? Just move along. Gone. Fuck you. Next, what a great show. Thumbs up, donate.
Hey, yo, what's happening, people? Yo, Matty.
Yes, Georgia.
You know you put him down, right?
I like that high energy today. Yesterday was whack.
I thought he wasn't coming back. And he came back.
Yo, Georgie, you call that an 8 count?
Yo, he was out. What are you talking about? An 8 count? He was out. What do you mean? He woke up. This is another fight.
So when you out of the ring, they gotta give you another 10 seconds.
He got B-hopped. What are you talking about?
Seconds. He got B-hopped through the third row.
With illegal blows.
This is the thing, Ness. Yo, Ness, but this is the thing, baby.
Don't nobody want to hear you, bro.
No, but check this out, baby. Listen.
I don't want to check it out.
Nobody's in favor of that shit.
In favor of what? In favor of what? In favor of what? Nobody's in favor of what? You be the main one calling in here talking this mafia bullshit, but as soon as it's a UK fighter, you jump right on they fucking dick, bro. You the nastiest motherfucker I done met. Okay? Because when Kell Brook was fighting Earl Spence, you did the same fucking thing. Every time it's a UK fighter, you jump on a dick, dog. You want to do it for popularity. You want to do it for YouTube popularity because you whack like that. You know what I'm saying? I've been here before. I've been here before with Kell Brook. I've been here before. I've been with my back against the wall with every UK fan telling me that I'm a fucking Earl Spence dick rider and oh, you American, you nationalism, blah, 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 until the motherfucking bell rings. Okay? The excuses, they happen because of fear, okay? Because when Earl Spence was the mandatory for Kell Brook and fucking Eddie Hearns got 3 IBF extensions, motherfuckers made more excuses. More excuses.
Stay in your lane.
That's all that's going to happen. Now AJ's here and they doing more excuses. Dog, call him the best promoter. Call him whatever you want. You know what I see? I see Sammy Davis Jr., a tap motherfucking dancer trying to entertain.
Baby, did you have that intensity? Did you have that intensity when all the hardcore boxing fans knew that Mayweather will kick fucking Pacquiao's ass? When the Packer went around talking all this shit, did you have the same intensity?
I don't even know what you're talking about, but if you say anything Mayweather Pacquiao, bro, I picked Mayweather from the door. Like I wasn't one of the dummies.
But you didn't have the same intensity, baby. That's what I'm saying. You got this intensity to make this fight in particular happen.
Because listen, because Mayweather, listen to me. Listen to me. Listen to me.
Listen. Nigga, you'll be talking for a minute. Let me talk.
I don't want to hear you talk. I don't want to hear you talk.
Dude, listen, this man.
Fuck that.
He happens to be
riding on you, Nick. Nah, go ahead. I'm fucking with you.
listen, bro. Your boy's in the wrong side of fucking history.
Wrong side of history.
That they don't like.
He on the B side. That's all.
They don't like.
He on the B side.
As long as AJ and Eddie got the money power. Whatever Wilder say don't mean anything, and you gotta come to this truth.
Yeah, so that's what you doing. You bootlicking then. Oh, AJ and Eddie got the money, so I'm gonna just kiss their ass. Kiss your ass. Get your ass out of here. Doing no dumb shit like that. I see skill. You see money.
Everybody out there, donate, support. Yo, listen, everybody out there, donate, support. Enjoy Patreon and forgiveness with his childish tantrum.
Yes.
Boxing belongs to the world. Shout out to the UK, the USA, everywhere.
You know,
TV Nation. I'm out.
What I can't fathom, right? You know, I'm the fanatic. I'm the fanboy. You know, Matt plays the sound bites and laughs, but Eddie Hearn's on record. Anthony Joshua's on record. 90% of these callers are on record. 100% of the UK is on record that Wilder has no technical skill, less technically skilled than AJ. Most people think Eddie Hearn definitely on record today. We played the audio, said that Joseph Parker is a tougher fight technically than Wilder. On Robbie Hearn's intro, damn near 2 years ago. Let me just play that real quick. Where are you? Where are you, Robbie? Where are you?
Galadi Beyonce Productions.
BJ was gonna beat me, then yeah, you predict he's gonna be. He got
Yes. Check how this builds up.
Why is Wilder so damn nice, brother? This guy has been pro for like 8 years, 9 years. If Wilder wants some of this work, he can definitely get it on ASAP.
Whoa, he's been pro like 8-9 years. If you want this work, you can get it ASAP. That shit was a year ago. This shit was a year ago. But yet, I'm the one emotional. Let's
go.
He's not ducking. This ain't sidestepping. What is this? What is this if it's not what it is? This fucking, you guys are fucking ridiculous. You know what I mean? But it's your favorite fighter, so it's okay. I get it. I get it. I really do. But listen, I was here. I'm the one that said Danny was going to knock out Amir Khan with a left hook. Go back and check the archives. The podcast don't ever go away. I called it to the T. I was here. I was the one said Earl was going to beat up Kell Brook. I called it to the T.
Yo, this has been a Hall of Fame show.
Bring them.
Bring
them. Line them up. Let's go out to, we got some new callers. We got,
No, wait, hold on. Before you go, anyone, because we need to start doing this more. Alex Lemon, Mr. IG Master himself.
Dollar D Beyonce Productions.
Come with me. Hail Mary, run quick, see what do we have here now?
ThaBoxingvoice.com.
Everybody fight that. Be like the Uno.
Dollar D Beyonce Productions.
FYI, we ain't going to no more callers till we see that 200 thumbs up. After Alex, me and Matt just going to go back at kicking each other ass verbally. We need some thumbs up. Far too many people watching, not enough thumbs up. If you're not signed into YouTube, we'll sign in. Well, you got to do what you got to do. It's only 101. Make that look like 201. Alex, what's up?
What's up, fellas? Hey, man, hit the like button, man. Epic show. Good stuff, guys. Hey, Ness, you got a soundbite with the duck?
Oh, man, of course. Of course. You mean the AJ soundbite?
Yeah, there you go. That's what...
90 seconds.
Man.
I was sent that by a fan, and it said, yo, play this for AJ. So it's not me, by the way. That's what they said.
I don't believe you. You need more people.
Yeah, that's AJ's. That's AJ's, and that's AJ's whole team, man. They ducking Wilder, man. They don't even want him inside the ring, not even for a fight. They don't want him.
60 seconds.
Because they know that they have no plans to fight Wilder for the next 3 fights, man. And about his not being technical and everything, that's not what they fear. They fear his power, man. They feel that equalizer, man. They don't even want to see him. So definitely duck. I got AJ and his whole team ducking Wilder. And the only argument, like, to be fair, the only argument that AJ and his team have is the A side, B side money. I mean, yeah, of course, Wilder would have to take the B side of the first fight. And then the second fight, I'd actually have to give him maybe 50-50 because AJ is filling up seats. I mean, if they do that over there across the pond, AJ's bringing them in.
10 seconds.
And then a little bit on the B side, A side money. But ducking, definitely. They don't want to see him. And that's mainly what I got. That's all I got right there. Besides, I've been at work this whole time for the last couple of days, and I haven't been able to call in, man. But I've been wanting to get at Matt, man, hating on my boy, Jose Ramirez.
Yo, your boy did
Chavez around here, man.
Yo, your boy did 1 million less viewers than his last fight. Come on, man. Come on.
I saw that. That's because of New York, man. It's over there. It's on the wrong side of the state.
Yo, what the hell does that mean?
I don't know. I got to do a little bit more investigation on that one, man. But AJ definitely ducking. We're gonna stick to the subject.
Oh man, Alex, man, thanks for calling in, brother. Let me get to some other people here. We got Bunami. Talk to me on Skype.
What's up? It's Bomani, but I mean, me personally, man, I like fighting. I like the Prince. I like Floyd Mayweather. I mean, I don't see nothing wrong with just wanting to see a good fight. When people get in all this thing about money and situations, like I'm not. I like Matt. I like both of y'all, but it feels like to me, Matt is not holding Eddie Hearn feet to the fire. As if, I mean, come on now. This dude is saying blatant lies. He's not sitting around like telling anything. He has like half truths. He's like a dude that'll literally sell you a used car and run the miles back and act like, yeah, this this is similar to the Klitschko fight. Like, he basically sold everybody a used car, put the mileage back, and said, "Look, man, look at the mileage. It's only 50,000 miles, but it's really 500,000 miles on it." But you know, the fans just ate it up, and it's just
funny.
like, I'm getting tired of that. I want to.
All the AJ protectors in the chat saying, "Matt, you're doing a good job." I remember someone else that got egotistical like that with the UK love. You know, usually it drives them mad, though.
Yeah, and it always does. But it's like Matt's not doing it to help the UK fans, but I feel like what he's doing,
he's just doing it to troll. He knows Eddie's shucking and jiving, and he knows that AJ is.
Of course Eddie is. And again, call it Bomani. I'm only arguing this from taking his words, these words right now for face value. That's all I'm doing for argument's sake. If you're asking me if I believe him,
that up though, Matt. They like, yeah, look at Matt. He's on our side, but you're not on anybody's side. But all I'm telling you is, once you do that, the UK fans are just like, they're eating it up, and they're saying, "Look, even the Americans are doing this." It's not.
And he knows it. He knows it. He sits there in his chair laughing like he's got this big old fat stomach, like he's Santa Claus. But he's not getting that. That's what he's doing. He's he's giving them air under their wings.
You know how to keep your logic. Both of y'all are really smart dudes, but Nestor is really showing us like he's American. He's putting that on the table. Like, look, I'm riding with my guy. Look, Matt, ride with our guy, man. What you're doing
wait. That sounds biased. Wait a minute.
I'm not gonna be biased.
That is not what I'm saying.
I'm not gonna ride with everything Wilder does, or just ride with him for the win.
I'm saying, look, you don't have to. I'm talking about when I'm saying ride with our guy, man. Make the fight happen. Don't sit here and excuses, man.
Bomani. Remember, I'm saying make the AJ fight a guaranteed in the contract, so there's no legal way out. I feel like I'm trying to make the fight happen because that's what we're gonna have to do to the A side.
Do that, and when you keep on this narrative of you're basically being 100, you're being 50-50, but nobody wants to hear that. You go to any UK channel, they're all basically on AJ's side. Oh yeah, he would destroy Wilder and make an excuse. Oh, he doesn't have to look him in the face. No, he does, man. Mike Tyson would never. He wouldn't stand for that. If a dude said, "Look, I want to get in the ring," that dude may get punched in his face. Something may happen.
These ain't real champions. These ain't real. You couldn't talk shit to Riddick Bowe. You couldn't talk shit to Evander Holyfield, Mike Tyson, Lennox Lewis. You just couldn't. You couldn't. And when you did, shit would happen. Tyson was hitting people in New York City streets. But Matt don't get that.
And look what happened to Tyson. Look what happened to Tyson. I don't want
the most iconic heavyweight known to boxing besides Muhammad Ali. Yeah, I guess that happened to him. Yeah.
I'd rather AJ and Wilder. I'd rather AJ and Wilder strive to be the best heavyweight ever. That's what I want to see.
Iconic and best, you on the same fucking shelf. Get out of here.
No, those are two very different things, and you know that.
The same Hall of Fame. Beat it.
Beat it.
Anyway, Boomami, let me get to some other callers. Let me get out to Jake. What's going on? Jake, you there?
Hey guys, how you doing?
We're good. We're good. Talk to us.
Yeah, can't wait for next week. Now I'm actually going to the fight, so that should be good. But I do think it would be great if, I know I'm going to get a lot of hate here and say that I'm an AJ protector, but if, for example, like Deontay Wilder gets into that ring next week and then Dylan Whyte comes in, it would be pretty amazing. Don't you think?
In what way?
Wait. So let me get this straight. You want Deontay to get into AJ's post-fight with Parker and then have Dylan Whyte rush the ring as well?
Well, like Dylan Whyte to be like, yeah, you need to get through me first, sort of thing. Does that not make sense?
I would rather have AJ.
Yeah, no. It makes total sense from an AJ protection standpoint.
No, I know you're going to say that. But
well, then you tell me, why should a once knocked out heavyweight be the guy that stands between the super?
It's not that. It's that. Why should we be happy about that? Why should we be excited about that? That's still in the moment away.
Telling the truth, and this is a big if. But he did mention in that interview that either way, the Wilder Anthony Joshua fight is going to happen in 2018. He did say that.
Shit, send me the audio, because the audio we played, he definitely said AJ Miller, or if AJ takes the Wilder fight. He says if AJ takes the Wilder fight, it will be September or October. If keyword being if. I'm breakdancing to that. That if sound like music, because I know it's a lot of bullshit.
He said if Dylan Whyte and Deontay Wilder fight in June or July sometime, and then Joshua would fight in September, he said that would set up a clash in December, October, or November. For
but then he contradicted himself by saying he would only fight twice this year, and he mentioned Miller more than Wilder. I mean, you have to admit that there is a contradiction.
The fight this year, but look, if I would love to see a Joshua, Jarrell Miller trash talk, all that hype, and the Dylan Whyte and Deontay Wilder.
Oh yeah, because Jarrell Miller talks more trash than Wilder, so you would rather see Jarrell Miller trash talk with Anthony Joshua. Yeah, that sounds good.
Exactly, that's what I mean. If that fight is going to happen in December, I'm happy for another like crazy sort of press conference with Dylan Whyte and Deontay Wilder and Jarrell Miller and Anthony Joshua. If that fight is going to take place in November, December for Deontay Wilder, Joshua.
All right, Jake. Listen, if you want to see Jarrell Miller talk a lot of shit, put him in the ring with Derek Chisora. You know what I'm saying?
Or Dylan Whyte. And the winner of that fight fights the winner of AJ Wilder. Oh, I know. Shocking. That's called matchmaking. Nestor, want to go to the next caller?
Not really, bro. Are we at 200 likes?
Oh, I don't know. I don't know. Can you?
Take a look.
Hold on. Let me look while we give this awesome dead air. Awesome.
We should do an intermission. I've been listening to some other podcasts. They just stop mid show doing intermission and shit.
I've definitely seen that a lot of the time.
It's so weird, but whatever. Where are we at? How many we got?
167 likes.
You said what?
167 likes.
Oh shit! So we're far away. Let me play this.
You're not gonna play like some Dollar DiBiase at least?
No, because the point is to be annoying, to hurry it up and get to where we need to go. AJ's ducking, Wilder's chasing, Dillian wants a shot with the WBC, but he's only the number one contender.
181, almost there. 19 more, guys. Come on. Please, so we can stop this fucking bloody music. Please. It's literally making my ears bloody. That's how bad it is.
Toasty!
All of our subscribers in this moment. Come on, guys, please, for the love of God, just hit that like button. Take it away. Super chat call out. Hold on, that's while we're waiting. We haven't, I think, given any shout outs to super chat.
We'll do some super chat shout outs. Let's see here. We have. Get my drum roll. Where do we have a drum roll? Drum roll.
Thank you.
Excuse me?
I said thank you, Anne-Marie, in the super one of the super chatters.
Today's super chat shout out goes to Chris Camillo, AJ avoiding. And he goes in quotes, and I quote, "We don't fuck around moment. Let Deontay Wilder in, look him in the eye, and say, wait your turn, mate. Let him know what's gonna happen when y'all meet. A missed opportunity is not a good look for AJ." You know, I actually like that plan. Let him in the ring and then tell him in the ring who's boss. Like, there's ways to spin it, But I don't know how good it would look anyway, though. I mean, regardless, someone, calls you out, they call you out. Shout out to Anne-Marie as well. Did we get to do 200 or are we going back to my good friend, Jeopardy?
No, we're not. Let's go to Super Chatters. Let's keep reading them off. We have 6 more. 6 more likes, please.
But that was all the Super Chatters, buddy.
Oh, that was okay.
We're back.
Really? Really bad radio. When the podcast is hitting that 15-second like fast forward thing. One more, come on, 4 more, please.
We're almost there. 5 more. Here we go. Come on.
Come on, you bastards.
There you go. All right, let's get out to who do we got here? We got Ernest in Huntsville, Alabama.
Man, this is frustrating. I mean, I'm an Alabama guy, and my boys, he wants to be undisputed, but I don't think Ed is going to let it happen this year. Yes, he's scared, but he's AJ promoter, and he's maximizing the dollars with the least amount of risk. The riskiest person out there is Deontay. And Eddie Hearn's options are Big Baby, Povetkin. Povetkin is a wild card. A lot of people don't understand that. Even if Joseph Parker wins next week and wins the rematch, Povetkin is going to New Zealand to fight Joseph Parker. Okay, Deontay may not get a unification fight till next year because of all these roadblocks. Yes, those are the facts. I hate to say it. There's no way. Somebody called earlier. There's no way Alexander Povetkin is going to sign to fight Deontay. He's going to milk those 2 number 1 rankings, WBA, WBO. Yes. He's going to fight stiff until he gets a title shot. Yes. Povetkin is the wild card. Yeah. That's all I got, guys.
Absolutely. Brother Ernest is so right, Matt. If you're Povetkin, even if you're number 5 in the WBC and offer the title, why go after Wilder? There's more money in the Joshua fight, and there's more belts in the Joshua fight.
This is stupid.
Yeah, okay.
Matt, you're
he didn't say anything that was really, I think, like new from what I've said. I think
of course not, but it's true. Why would Povetkin go any other route? Why not stay there the Earl Spence way? You know what I mean? 334-294, 334-294.
Hey guys, first time calling.
Ladies and gentlemen, making his professional debut.
Javier Dudley. I'm from Alabama. Montgomery, Alabama.
Javier, what up?
What's up? I got something to say. I don't get how guys say that Deontay is running or all this, and people like trying to see into the future. Like, there's a lot of heavyweights that got to fight right now. You still got Dillian Whyte got to fight coming up this weekend. He still got to get through the fight. We just can't predict that he's gonna win that fight. And then we got Povetkin got to fight. He's just not guaranteed he's gonna win that fight. He doesn't win that. And then Joshua will lose to Parker. If Joshua loses to Parker, then that basically cancels the rest of this year for Wilder and Joshua get that rematch with Parker. So it'll be 2019 before we see a unification. Almost guaranteed. So I just don't get how people say Deontay's scared. Deontay's basically not in control of a lot of things in the heavyweight division right now. So I don't understand it.
Well, Javier, man, thank you for calling in. Don't forget to subscribe to the YouTube channel. Let's see. So you can get those notifications whenever we go live. Let's see, have we crossed over to that 69K? not just yet. We're at 68,938. So don't forget to subscribe to the YouTube channel. Get those notifications every time we go live. This is our second show. I did another show earlier today with Matt, and we had a trainer, world-renowned trainer Andre Rozier, live, giving his takes on Dillian Whyte, Lucas Brown, Anthony Joshua, and Deontay Wilder. Plus, we talked a little Liam Smith, little Saddam Ali, who he trains, Daniel Jacobs, who he trains, Curtis Stevens, Richard Comey. Definitely check that out. We also had two heavyweights, one prospect in Michael Polite Coffey, and another contender, WBC number 9, Adam Wanaki, giving their breakdown of the Lucas Brown and Dillian Whyte fight. So definitely check out that podcast from earlier today and enjoy this intro. And if you're interested in an intro like this, holler at Dollar DiBiase. He is definitely TBV's producer, getting it done for all the callers. We're going to go out to Orlando, Tampa. Dennis, talk to us.
Look, the fire's coming. Are you ready for the fire? We're firemen. We are firemen.
Okay. ThaBoxingvoice.com.
Hey, what's up, fellas? Thanks for taking my call. Hey, I was wondering about something. Isn't Paulie Malignaggi calling that fight? Isn't he part of Box Nation? He's always there at the English fights, right? So let's say, for example, this is the way I see it. AJ wants to show up Wilder. He keeps trying to make fun of him. He's making fun of him. So let's say, for example, this happens in reverse. Let's say that when the fight is going on, they give Paulie a chance to talk to Wilder, the same Wilder was on the outside of the ring when Ortiz fought. And then Ortiz, after he knocked the dude out, stood outside the ring and then said some smack to Wilder. Then him and Wilder went into the ring. I can see AJ saying, I'm controlling this shit. I'm gonna, because that's what he's wanting. All this shit is about control. Control and patience for us, the damn consumers, that at least the way I feel is I'm at the mercy of their bullshit. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying I don't smell pussy, because I do. But boxers love control. And I was watching an interview earlier today when Eddie keeps saying over and over, I work for AJ. I do what he says. So if that's the case, why not he trump everybody, stick his ass out the ring and look at him and point to him and say, you're next. And then Paulie gets in the middle of that kind of shit if they allow him, because they can censor his ass too. Because boxing, I mean, I don't know how things work in the UK, but I can see that happening. Because all this shit, like all boxers, when it comes to money, A-side runs the show, AJ is the A-side. So I don't know. That's the way I see that unfolding, you know? So anyway, I'm getting better at this. Patreon and thumbs up. And I thumbs up. I wish I could do it twice, you know? I appreciate y'all. That's my call.
Hit that thumbs up, people.
I smell pussy.
I gotta have that one.
We're going to see.
Yes, sir.
Cincinnati, talk to us.
What's up, brother? You know in Cincinnati, I smell some sweet, sweet black pussy. Boy, it smell good, too. And they gonna tear it up. They gonna tear it up. It's only so long Frank Stewart can pretend. You heard it. You heard it. Anthony don't want no action. He want to get through life. You see it. And I didn't like Ness, you putting Riddick Bowe in that, because he showed pussy when he threw that belt in the trash, avoiding Lennox Lewis. Am I right?
Yeah, but there is proof.
Am I right, Ness?
I mean, there is proof that the fight was signed, though. You know what I mean? He signed to fight Lennox, but I hear you.
Okay. And you got to think, these guys are scared of Wilder because he's a game changer. That right hand don't only lose you the fight, it ends your career. That's a potential career ender. You get hit with that right. I don't think Ortiz will be the same after facing that kind of brutal beating he took a couple weeks ago. You know what I mean? So I'm thinking that, like you said, we got to avoid this nightmare until he loses. See, Matt, that's what I want you to understand. We need Deontay to either lose or get old and then get him. You can do the Mayweather trick where, remember, Pacquiao got knocked out, then he fought him. All the suspense was out. After Marquez knocked out Pacquiao, no real boxing fans thought he had a chance against Mayweather. That was just hope. So the same thing. We trying to put all the roadblocks until he takes a loss. So you have to know game recognize game. That's from America, and he knows the game. So you can't run game on him. He smelled it. He smelled that pussy from 500 from across the seas. So you got to know, Anthony said it out his mouth. Not 18, maybe not 19, but maybe 20. Boy, you scared as hell. You don't want no smoke. Come on, man. Call him out. Keith Thurman and Anthony Joshua both don't want no smoke. And this is the new generation of boxing. Y'all scared, and y'all ain't scared to show out scared. At least fake like you ain't scared like Riddick Bowe. At least Riddick Bowe, like you said, he gonna stand there in your face and tell you had help from the ref. Deontay, I don't want to see it. Don't let him in the ring, buddy. Don't let him in the ring. We all know what time it is. Wilder ready to put his record on the line. And Anthony, he needs 21 more fights, and then he'll be ready. Come on, man. Y'all know what time it is.
All right, brother. Let me go out to some other
brother.
calls, man. But like you said,
Free smoke, hey, free smoke.
they just got to come get some of that. That's all. We're going to keep these phone lines moving. We got T in Toronto. Talk to me.
Hey, what's up, fellas? What's up? Man, look, no matter which way you look at it, it's a stall tactic. You know what I'm saying? They want to put Dillian Whyte in the way, but everybody knows that the unification bout trumps a mandatory any day of the week. So all this talk about mandatory is really nonsense, because if you're a world champion, you want to fight another world champion, it takes over any mandatory. Every boxing sanction will give you a pass on that. And then they don't want to put Wilder in the ring. And I think that's Eddie Hearn's doing, telling Joshua not to have him in the ring or whatever. Because if you pay attention to Anthony Joshua's character, even though he's like this humble guy or whatever, when you put press up on him, you step to him, he become a different person. He's a fighter at the end of the day. And I know that if they allow Deontay Wilder in the ring to get in his face and press upon him and pull his bitch card in front of however many people they got in that stadium, 90,000 or whatever, Anthony Joshua, man, at the end of the day, he's going to be like, yo, fuck that shit. Eddie, make the fight. Because when Brazil got too close to him on a face-off, he put the belt down. He's like, fuck all this media shit. I'll beat this nigga ass now. They don't want that. They want Joshua to just be a puppet. I don't think Joshua's scared. I think Eddie Hearn is scared. But I think he's accepting the fact that he can take.
Yo, I would accept that. I would accept that, and I would allow you to have a bunch of UK fans happy right now with your statement, but that's also bullshit, because Anthony Joshua, before Eddie Hearn, in his interview with Sky Sports, he said, I don't want him up there. We ain't got no fights on. He don't need to be up there. But then when interviewed with someone else, like, what about if Tyson Fury? It's like, I'll punch him out the ring. You know what I mean? It's different case for different people.
But that doesn't mean he's scared.
I know, and I agree with that. I agree with that. I feel like it's all orchestrated though. I feel like it's orchestrated though, because nobody wants to get embarrassed at the end of the day. He's okay with taking the easier route out. Of course, I'm gonna make an X amount of dollars extra, knocking over bowling pins, because I know I can do that shit, versus going in there might get sparked by this guy that be crushing everybody's jawbone every time he touches it. So I'm saying he's accepting the easy money. He's accepting the easy money. But at the end of the day, if you walk up on another grown man who's a fighter, he's going to be like, man, fuck it. I got to do this shit now. I can't look myself in the mirror no goddamn more. This shit got to happen. I'm off of this. Whatever he want, make it happen. But they're preventing it. It's all orchestrated, man. I'm not even getting annoyed by it no more. I just sit back and watch it and say whatever. Because I know he's not fighting him this year. I know he's likely he's not fighting him next year either.
So long as there's more bites to knock over, he's gonna keep knocking them over until there's none left.
That's why I need to get in the ring. Got to force this shit to happen. Bottom line. We're gonna have the Dr. Mofongo talk to us.
Fellas, what's going on, man? Ness, Matt, been a minute. How you guys doing, man?
Good, Mofongo. How are you?
Wanted to get in. Doing good. I'm on my way home from work, but the last caller and about 2-3 callers ago kind of stole my thunder because let me, you guys maybe educate me on this a little bit, but tell me true or false. By wasn't Joshua clowning Wilder not that long ago on some videos, doing an impression of Wilder, doing the bomb squad, and then now you get this comment about I don't want Wilder in the ring. Tell me this, guys. By him coming out and saying I don't want Wilder in the ring, doesn't that draw more attention to the post fight? Doesn't that add hype to the whole thing? Now everybody's eyeballs is going to be on what's going to happen on the post
No, but the
fight
problem with
when
that,
if he didn't say anything,
the problem
you
was
don't have
that
all this attention now.
the problem with that is if you invite him in the ring, then everyone assumes the fight is next, and obviously that's not the plan.
All right. Well, part because to me it looks like the last caller said, this all seems kind of orchestrated to me. Like Joshua, Sky Sports invited Wilder to the UK. True or false?
True.
They hired him.
Isn't Wilder invited there by Sky Sports?
Yeah, but they don't own the ring, and they damn sure don't run the show. The star is Anthony, man. I mean, listen, Joseph Parker. Joseph Parker's trainer told me and Matt a story about how they made Showtime about 30 minutes late because he told them for 3 fights that the ropes were too loose. And if they didn't have those ropes tight by the time the main event started, Parker wasn't going out. Sure enough, it happened.
It wasn't Parker.
Tighten those ropes.
It was Tua. It wasn't Parker, by the way.
Yeah, Tua. Sorry.
It just screams to me like, I kind of see it like, I know they don't run the show, but to an extent, if Sky Sports, I don't know how the affiliation is with Sky Sports and Joshua, how tight that relationship is, but kind of like when Triple G did the ring walk, I know they had a fight signed and everything, but HBO had to almost okay that because it was all orchestrated. So by Sky Sports inviting Wilder down to the UK to be ringside and then making it public, then you got AJ saying, don't come in the ring. It just smells of this is all puppet strings being pulled, and this is adding hype to the fight. I don't think Joshua's scared of Wilder. I just think they're stringing this along how they want it to go in order to milk this as much as they can. But I, in my heart of hearts, don't think Joshua's scared of Wilder. I think it's just all part of a giant plan that they got. But that's all I got, fellas.
All right, Dr. Mofongo, thanks for calling in. Listen, Matt, can you recall Anthony Joshua saying he'll, slap anyone else around the ring? Do you recall him saying, excuse me?
Other than
Tyson Fury, if Tyson Fury were to get in the ring?
Maybe Dylan Whyte a while ago, but not off the top of my head.
Exactly. But even though the public, the UK public, feels that Wilder's begging for a fight, you have a unified champion in the public doing impressions of the less known heavyweight. You have a unified champion saying that if he wants to get this work, he could get it over a year ago. Then you have him in another interview saying, oh, Wilder's only 15 stone. I'll slap him up. He's making all these threats, but not acting out on them, fighting other people. And somehow the public is still being fooled. Like, how could you constantly talk about Wilder and what you would do to him, but then fight another guy?
Do you think it's being fooled to think that they are absolutely stalling the fight, but AJ's not scared? You think that's being
I don't think AJ's afraid.
Oh no, but I think most people, like T even said, like they're gonna postpone this fight for as long as they can.
Oh, yeah, it's totally business.
But I mean, most people, I think, I think everyone agrees that AJ is not scared. I think it all depends on whether you think they are stalling the fight. I think half of the people think he's stalling the fight. We think he's stalling the fight. And we know why. It's business. They're going to make another 20, 30, 40 million before they're going to go up against Wilder, who could take that O from them.
I don't think he's afraid. I think he's afraid of losing the paydays.
Absolutely. Absolutely. That's why he wants to fight a Tyson Fury, which is an easier fight, but a huge payday first, because with an O next to his and an O next to Tyson Fury's resume, that is a huge fight in the UK. That's what he's thinking. It may not be right. It may not be what we want, but that's what he is thinking, or that's what Team Eddie is thinking.
If you're watching this on YouTube, don't forget to hit that thumbs up button. It helps with the visibility of the show. And we would also appreciate if you go a step further, drop us a 5-star review on iTunes. It's absolutely free. Most of us have iPhones. You can just download the podcast app, subscribe to us right there and never miss an episode, and drop us a review while you're there. We're going to go out to the 246-627. 246-627. You're live on TBV. Who's this? Going once.
First time caller.
246-627.
Goodbye.
JP Tuscaloosa, talk to me. JP.
Yo.
What up?
Yo. Oh, shit. Oh, what's up, miss? I was sitting up and listening to y'all. I'm like, damn, did you just call me? My bad, dog. All right, what I wanted to ask you was, do you think this is some kind of little master plan that Eddie Hearn had set up from? I feel like it was set up way back when my man had won the gold medal. You know what I'm saying? I really believe that Eddie Hearn is like behind him, puppet mastering this man's career all the way where he wanted him to be, as far as making money. He grabbing up U.S. fighters, and he talking about he want to do business in the U.S. So why wouldn't you think this is all Eddie Hearn and not just Joshua? Because I feel like
because
like
Eddie Hearn repeated,
like bullying type.
Eddie Hearn repeated in his interview today that he works for Anthony Joshua. He repeated that over and over, and that's just the bottom line.
See, it's just Eddie. Like, so I can't believe shit that dude say. I can't. Because I mean, like so you, the outside looking in is looking like he's not letting this man be who he wants to be. He's just throwing the money in front of him because the boy ain't never had no money before, man. You know what I'm saying? So he enjoying that life, giving this big plan of, oh, you'll be $200 million in down the line or whatever. If you just follow this plan, you won't ever have to worry about your money problems ever. But just go with this plan. And it seems like it's Eddie trying to just take over boxing.
Well, I mean, listen, if you're if you're Anthony Joshua, you got to listen to Eddie Hearn, right? I mean, we're talking 20 million plus per fight. Let's go out to Skype. We got Jerome. Where are you calling in from?
From London.
Talk to us, my friend.
Yeah, man. So a lot of people from England are Anthony Joshua fans. You see me, I'm a Deontay Wilder fan.
Okay.
Yeah. So as I was gonna say, Eddie Hearn's scared for AJ to fight Wilder. That's what I think. Wilder wants to fight. I think Wilder wants to fight anybody. He wants to step in the ring with AJ, but obviously everyone knows AJ's scared, innit? So that's what I personally think.
Well, all right, Jerome. Well, thank you for calling in, giving us your take. We're going to stay on Skype and go to Kenneth. Talk to me.
Hey, nice. First time caller. I'm doing great.
Where are you calling in from, Kenneth?
From Bridgetown, Barbados.
Oh, Barbados. Helping us with that international in the show. Thank you, brother. So talk to me.
Yeah, I just had 3 points to raise. First, I feel the program is biased, and I don't think there's anything wrong with being biased and supporting your home fighter. Also, I think Eddie Hearn is doing what's best for his business, no matter what we, the fans, care and what we, the fans, want to see. And thirdly, I think it's a bit disrespectful that we're having only the second unification featuring 2 undefeated heavyweights, and I don't see any discussion on it. I don't hear anything on it. I'm looking at your page, your YouTube page. I don't see anything on it, no previews. Rather, we're discussing a possible fight with Wilder. How about if AJ loses?
Well, you know why? You know why, Kenneth? Because AJ chose to fight a.
No, it's not even that. Hold on,
No. AJ chose to fight a plus 600.
His question is, why aren't we doing a preview of that fight? We do previews the Thursday before the fight. That's a flagship show. We save that for the preview of the card.
Such a big fight that it should be getting more,
Joseph Parker's camp.
Yeah, but Kenneth, you got to understand that you believe it's a big fight. The rest of the world thinks it's an easy win for Anthony Joshua. That's what the betting lines are indicating. That's what the experts are saying. That's what the YouTubers are saying. That's what the world is saying.
But Nez, we're not heavyweights, and you can imagine that going into the ring with the heavyweights, if you put your hands down, you saw what Floyd Mayweather did to Victor Ortiz.
No. Sorry, Kenneth.
I'm just saying, if you put your hands down against Parker will knock out AJ. So it's not an easy fight.
Parker did not knock out Andy Ruiz. He did not knock out Andy Ruiz. I'm sorry. I wish.
I'm not talking about Andy Ruiz. I'm talking of what Floyd Mayweather did to Victor
I
Ortiz
understand.
Floyd isn't Joseph Parker.
It's no easy fight getting into the ring with another heavyweight and a champion who has boasted that he has a great
Kenneth,
chin.
brother, you're reaching. Talking about Floyd and Victor putting his hands down. What are you saying? That Anthony Joshua is going to put his hands down? Is Anthony Joshua going to put his hands down?
You're saying it's an easy fight, but it's not an easy fight.
No. Kenneth, don't miss. I'm not saying it's an easy fight. The world, the betting line, Vegas, the bookies, Sky Sports Bet, everywhere. What do you mean? I'm saying no. That's what the experts are saying, that Anthony Joshua will win.
Well, but I mean, I think, like I said, with the second point I've mentioned on your YouTube channel several times, it's what's best for business, no matter what we think, no matter what the fans want to see. Eddie Hearn can sell ice to an Eskimo. So if you think that...
that's because you're the Eskimo.
Sorry?
That's because you're the Eskimo. Because guess what? I took off my chinchilla and my mittens. I'm over here where there is no snow, so you can't sell me none of that shit. That's why we're on the opposite ends of this.
Do you think that AJ versus Povetkin will make 80,000 at Wembley?
I'm sure that it would. I'm sure that it would.
Okay, so I want to see AJ versus Wilder, right? But we need to understand. No matter what we want to call it, ducking, chicken, pussy, whatever. Eddie Hearn wants to make money, and he's looking for easy money. Everyone likes easy money. Why am I going to take a hard fight with Wilder when I can do Miller, do Povetkin,
Kenneth, route is understandable. If you want AJ to take that route, then raise your right hand and say, I am on the AJ protection plan.
Hey, call me
when you start saying as a fan that you care about how much money this man's making and not rather who is the best in the division, my friend, you have you have some sort of love relationship.
I'm older than you. I've been in this division longer than you, so I care about who is the best in the division. But I'm telling you, put yourself in Eddie Hearn's shoes. I'm not talking about myself or yourself. You are doing what's best for business at the moment. Topic because it's making you money. Eddie Hearn is doing what he has to do to make him money. Don't spoil the man's business, man.
Kenneth,
man's business.
Kenneth, I have to ask you a question, because you talk about a lot about what Eddie Hearn wants and what we should think about what Eddie Hearn wants. What do you want? Would you rather see AJ versus Povetkin over AJ versus Wilder?
Sounds like it.
Okay, hey, let me tell you something.
No, tell me what you want. I just want to hear what you want. You personally.
I want to see great fights. I am looking forward. At the moment, I don't care about AJ Wilder because I am looking forward to AJ Parker. That's all I'm thinking of right now.
But you're thinking about Povetkin as well. So
I'm thinking of AJ Parker. You heard my third point. We're not discussing AJ Parker. Rather, we're discussing hypotheticals with AJ Wilder. Why so?
Because, like Ness says, the majority of the boxing world thinks AJ is still going to win, even if Parker is a tough fight. You must think that AJ is winning, right? Do you think Parker's winning?
It's all sentiments, I feel.
No. Can you answer one question? Because you haven't answered any of my questions yet directly.
Doesn't answer questions.
Do you
He's part of the AJ protection plan. They know how to shuffle and jive.
The Barbados is not part of the United Kingdom.
You can still be an AJ protector and not be from the UK.
I know.
Just like we've had Wilder fanboys call in from the UK.
So what's the question?
I asked you. Do you hold on, I'm asking you the question again because you didn't hear me.
Real promoters.
Kenneth, I'm going to ask you a question again because you obviously did not hear me.
Sure.
Do you think Parker beats AJ?
No.
Okay. That's why we're talking about AJ Wilder.
Now, does AJ beat Wilder?
It's 50-50.
All right, then. So why wouldn't you want that fight? You see what I'm saying? But look, we gave you way more time. This is the first time caller. You got way more than the 3 minutes. We've let you swing past the bell because we like you, and you're from Barbados, which isn't in the UK. Yo, I'm out, man. I'm about to go catch a movie. You guys totally been groovy. Final thoughts are, no matter what audio we play.
What movie?
Tomb Raider.
I've heard it's good.
It's $5 Tuesdays at AMC, folks. I don't get any discounts for saying that. Final thoughts are AJ protection plan is in full effect. We see it. Damn, shout out to Chris with another super chat. Deontay Wilder fans sound like Pac fans. AJ fans sound like Floyd fans. The funny part is I feel many Deontay Wilder fans are Floyd fans and AJ fans hate Floyd. Laugh out loud. Y'all know the game. It's bullshit, but the fight will happen. You guys been saying that all your life, and it hasn't happened, man. I can't anymore. We're getting a ton of callers on Skype here, but you guys are too late. I'm sorry. We have to go. Final thoughts are Matt and the rest of you AJ protectors can protect all you want. Audio doesn't lie. Numbers don't lie. And the numbers for AJ and Eddie are far greater. And that's why they rub it in that Wilder's not making money. So they can keep it about money. I talked to Andre Rozier today, and he was bringing up Jamal and Daniel Jacobs and their little, quarrel. And I said, yo, but he brought up money. I thought he wanted to fight. Why he bringing up money, But that's what fighters do these days. It's like, you're not making enough money to fight me. I guess that's how it works. We don't want to see the best fight the best. We want to see AJ make $20 million for as long as he can. We don't want to ruin Eddie Hearns' plan. Let that man make money, Ness. You doing a show on it. You trying to make money. Let Eddie make his money. You guys are hilarious. You fucking AJ protectors. You're hilarious, okay? Thumbs up, future, present, past. Doesn't matter. Wipe your ass. Peace.
My final thoughts. It was good that Ness got over his little hissy fit and he came back to the show. I'm never going to let him forget that. I love you, Ness. But
no clue what he's talking about.
Yeah, no clue. Like everyone, I want the best fight that's available.
Lies.
He's all
on Eddie Hearn's side. He don't want the best fight.
I want the best fight that's possible, which is AJ Wilder. But we're making it guaranteed in writing by the end of this month. Because I'm tired of this bullshit. So if these two options do not happen, I'll be upset, and I'll give the same energy I did to Canelo, and I'll give it to AJ. If AJ Wilder is not signed and sealed and delivered by the end of this month, or probably the end of next month, let's be honest, because negotiations take some time, or a guaranteed AJ fight and a Whyte fight for Wilder. Otherwise, I will be upset. Otherwise, it will seem like they're avoiding Wilder. But I think we're going to get one of those two.
No, they haven't been doing that this far, huh?
What? They're doing what?
They haven't been avoiding Wilder this far. You're talking about if they don't do it, it will seem like they're avoiding. You're in denial, bro. I said it today. I said it. I get it, bro. I know what it is. The UK need a crusader. So that love that they give whoever's going to lie to them.
It has nothing to do with the UK love. I actually love being hated on. I do, Ness. I feast on it.
You seem to like the love because you rather spit lies than facts.
What lies have I said? You name one.
You finally told the truth, but you still look at the words you're choosing. It will seem like he's avoiding Wilder. Like, come on, bro. You being politically correct, I don't know for what, but I do know for what. For that UK
I don't think it's a duck. I don't think it's a duck.
You want that UK love.
I don't think it's a clear duck.
I gotta get that song from Lloyd Banks.
Yes, you do. That'd be a good one. Anyway.
Groupie love, something like that. That's what you are. Now it's actually G Unit. You groupie love.
I am Matt, the Hipster Hunter. You can find me at Mixed Combat News on Twitter, Matt Hunter TBV on Instagram, MMA Podcast, Mixed Combat Radio on Patreon, SoundCloud, YouTube, iTunes, etc. And of course, patreon.com/ThaBoxingVoice. You want to see Standing 8 Count, Hipster's music reviews, tons of extra content like Overtime, Untitled, etc. Check it out. Peace.